So today's lesson is all about hand depth and also making sure that we don't cheat to try and achieve hand depth. And if I said to you, I see this issue on my lesson tee weekly. I see people with their hands not in a deep enough position, which then has consequences for the downswing, which means you cannot deliver the club from the right angle to achieve straight or draw shots. You can hit cut shots from there, or you can make a huge body compensation to hit a straight shot if you wanted to, but then it brings in the consistency and the strike issues into play. If you're new to the channel, please follow or subscribe by hitting my logo down below. I'd love to have you on board to help you improve your golf. Keep watching to learn all about the hand depth. So what we're looking at today really is the hand position relevant to our body at the top of the backswing, and also how we get there. So in an ideal world, a lot of people will have the club not in a deep enough position, and we want it in that ideal world to be deep enough to allow the downswing not to have to compensate to get the club in a what we will class as on plane or good delivery position. This just makes life so much easier if you can get deep enough in the backswing. So what we're going to use to help demonstrate this is an alignment rod here lying on the ground. Now, you could use a golf club if you wanted to, it doesn't really matter. It's a visual, it's not something that's going to stick into your body or do anything like that to really influence you that much. It's a real visual. So if I take my address position as if I was going towards that green, I've got this rod now set up opposite my ankle. Now at the top of the backswing, that is roughly where I'd want my hands to be in terms of depth. So this would be more in front, this would be more behind or deeper. Now what you notice with most elite golfers, and I can show you people that don't do this also, so there are other options, but most elite golfers are around about their ankle to their back of their foot. Now obviously it depends how well you are balanced at address, so making sure we do the bow and bend routine, flex the knees a little bit, and getting your armpits over your tip of your knees and balls of your feet will be ideal from a posture point of view. Then we really want to focus on the hand depth, getting there, but making sure we still have a tilt in our shoulders. We don't want to get the hand depth by getting very flat or shallow with our shoulder turn, because that means obviously then we're going to have to make adjustments to get back to the ball from that also. And we really want to have everything right, or as close as we can right. What I'd encourage you to do is do some swings in the garden, possibly looking in the reflection of a patio window or a mirror if you have such a thing. And we would be looking to get the tilt correct whilst getting the butt of the club in this area as such. Just to go back to a previous video I'd done in the past where I talked about gears. So gear 1 would be kind of the front or the first lace, hand position. Gear 2 would be on the ankle. Gear 3 would be on the back of the foot. Gear 4 would obviously be deeper than that, and Gear 5 and so on. I would pretty much never like you to be more upright than the first lace. But anywhere in those kind of first 4 gears, I would say you can be successful. The more you are in Gear 1 or Gear 0, the more you are then going to have to shallow the club in the downswing, normally by doing an excessive arm action, so excessive pronation of the arms and supination of the trail arm, or lots of early extension to get the club down and lots of stalling of the body into the hitting zone, which gives us strike issues. Kind of fat, thin, shanky shots, but also because we tend to shallow it with no rotation, we tend then to throw the hands out to the right field as we go through the golf ball and have a lot of wrist action, which gives us club face control issues also. So in an ideal world, we want to try and make sure we get the tilt and the depth in those gears 1 to 3 ideally, and then that allows us then to be able to shallow the club gently on the way down and rotate through the golf ball and still produce a very good dynamic loft at impact, achieving some shaft lean and control of the club face through the ball. Now, I know we all have slight tendencies, and I know we're probably not going to get the perfect world where we get the perfect club face movement rotation through the golf ball. I see a few golfers do that. You know, a few golfers on the PGA Tour and European Tour do it exceptionally well. I see people do it pretty good. And I see a lot of very good players, like scratch golfers, do it with a little bit of issues, which causes them shots that gives them blocks and hooks occasionally under the gun. But it's not about being perfect, it's about improving what you currently do. So getting that depth better with making sure we get the tilt. So we're trying to get the shoulder, what we'd feel is pointing more down towards the golf ball. In a reality point of view, if we put this golf ball out there, we're probably getting the shoulder to point more towards that secondary golf ball, while our butt of the club gets pretty much on that orange line. That's pretty much what we're looking for, matching those two things up. And what I'd encourage you to do is do some mirror work, or use some of the apps that are available where you put a camera or your phone on the floor here and the camera there, and you're able to see what you do. Or if you're lucky enough to have a system like I have in my studio, where I have 2 live cameras recording every single shot, I can review every swing I do, or every swing a player does. If not, we're just going to use the feel of where we get to, and then try and review it every so many shots by videoing one. Keep the rod there, and what I'd suggest you do to start with is make a very, very slow backswing and try and feel you placing the club in position, even if the ball does not achieve its distance. Let's try one of those. So really pleased with the shot. It might be a bit short in terms of the green. Yeah, just short of the green. Got over the water, thank God. But I really tried to hit that very, very gently and soft and slowly, and it might look pretty good in terms of tempo. But certainly compared to my normal tempo, that's what I did. It felt like I had a nice tilt and depth to my swing. If anything, my shoulders tend to go a little shallower than I want. My golf swing's not perfect. My flexibility is a bit tight in my mid-spine, so I tend to run out of range and raise a little bit, but that's my personal swing issues and stuff, and we all have them. Again, if I was going to get that perfect for me, I'd have to work on my flexibility a bit, as well as the golf swing positions. Key thing from this video is, we're trying to get that handle in that deeper position to give you the best chance of hitting good golf shots without having to manipulate too much on the way down. That's the key. We're always trying to reduce manipulation. Manipulation causes inconsistency. Inconsistency causes good shots and terrible shots, and people going, well, what did I do differently? And quite often the environment, like water or trees or scenario, situation, score, will cause these things to show up more. Shouldn't, but it does. So I hope you've enjoyed this video looking at the tilt and depth of the swing. For me, a crucial thing to get right, and something you can really work on, because it doesn't involve really so much hitting the golf ball. It can be done, working on placing the club into position in front of the mirror while you're watching TV and other things such like. And it would really help how you move the downswing more automatically. If you've enjoyed the video, please click like or give it a thumbs up and share the video. It really helps my channel. I really appreciate if you could do that. Also, please post comments, questions down below, feedback. That also helps the channel a lot. Google look at it as the more likes, the more comments, the more subscribers from a video, the more they'll promote it, which helps me get my exposure, which I need to get my channel out there to more people, to make it more successful, and to mean I can spend more time doing this kind of stuff. So I appreciate all your support, I appreciate all your help, and thank you for tuning in today, and thank you for joining me at the Forest of Arden. I hope to see you back here real soon.